The Egyptian people are emerging as the masters of peaceful revolutions. After the fall of the Mubarak regime, they mobilized people over and over again to ensure that no one will steal their revolution from them. There is an attempt to retake this revolution, to kind of turn the clock in Egypt today?
No, I don't see that. I don't, at least maybe my hope or my wishful thinking makes me to say that I don't see it.
There is a so-called Supreme Council of military officers running a country. There is a chance that they will stagger and hang on to power. Do you think there's a risk that this will happen in Egypt?
That, of course, you cannot exclude. Or let me put it this way. The Egyptian military that presently have taken over will, of course, want to keep as much of the privileged position that they had enjoyed during the last 50 years.
Are we in Europe are more likely to be forward in criticizing our foes and not criticizing our friends?
It's not only Europe, it's the global family, I think, that has to think about whom they supported in past and why they did it. There are different reasons. One is stability in the region, and on the other side, now we know there is the individual rights, people fighting for their own rights and freedom, and we had it at the beginning of this spring in January when it started.
I guess running a country is different from running a revolution. Is Europe ready to deal with whomever elections in Egypt or possible elections in Egypt might bring us, including the Muslim Brotherhood?
I say, of course. This is European tradition, this is global tradition. That is incidentally why we had no choice but to deal with the Mubarak government. So if we had no choice but to deal with the Mubarak government, whoever put it in place, we will of course more gladly deal with a government that has been democratically elected.
But some Europeans will disagree with you that whoever elections bring, like in the case of Hamas, Europe was not prepared to deal with Hamas, even though Europe accepted that they came by election.
In the case of Hamas, yes, Hamas came by elections.
And the case of Hezbollah in Lebanon?
But Hezbollah in Lebanon is only participating in the government, is not the monopoly of power. But to come back to Hamas and Gaza, no, in the Gaza or the Hamas is simply the fact that Hamas has refused to recognize the existence of Israel.
We have to listen what the Egyptian people want, and then we have to accept, not to deal in advance what will be, what could be. They have to prove what they are doing.
Do you think that Europe needs to gain the trust of the Egyptian people and the new emerging societies, whether in Tunisia or in Egypt and hopefully in Libya soon, because we have dealt with the dictators, now we have to deal with the people? Do people need to take their time trusting us?
I think we have to prove our honesty, and we have to talk on the same level, not as a teacher from up down, you poor and you what you did, and we are the great and big Europeans, or wherever we are from the Western world. So we should bring the same level, and we have to prove that they can trust in us as friends.
Has Egypt been instrumental in bringing peace or hindering peace in the Middle East, in your opinion?
I think Egypt has been very helpful, extremely helpful in at least stabilizing a cold peace. It has not succeeded, no more than anybody else, in getting Israelis from getting out of the occupied territories. We pay for our own incompetence or incapacity.
Do you feel that we are, with the changes in Egypt, we are closer to peace now, or we are on the same place where we were?
Hopefully we are. The current developments in the region give us the chance to open a new chapter. What will be written there, I don't know until now.
We'll see you next show.